Hello, everybody. This is Martha Alter Hines with Living the One Light. All right. In this video, I am being called to channel and speak to a pretty beautiful and big topic that has been arising a lot, and I've spoken about in a few of the other videos, but I'm feeling called to really open up this topic, this conversation in a bigger way. And the overarching topic is, what is the crystalline light body? What does that mean that we are being called to become our crystalline light being? That's a question I've had myself, the human me, for quite a while, years. Because I have been getting shown, as lots of us have, and it's talked about in a lot of spiritual world, that there's this whole concept of us moving into our crystalline light being and away from carbon and all of that. And the human me hasn't really understood what that even means. So I've been praying on it, feeling into it a lot, because what the spirit world has been telling me and showing me is that this is the time now. So they've been giving me a lot of, in a sense, I guess you could say, like a heads up, like a preparatory kind of messages for many years that this was coming, that this need and this motion, this movement was on its way. And as you've probably heard me say many times, I was in 2018, April of 2018 is when the circle of 8 beings first came to me and had me start channeling a series of books, 8 books, and it's called the Living the One Light series. And the 7th book in the series is going to be called The Crystals Speak. It's not about crystals, though. It's going to be about the crystalline light form that is us. So I've known for years what the 8 books are, and I've known that 7th book is The Crystals Speak. But I channeled the first 3 in 2018 and 2019, and I could feel it, that my being wasn't ready, the world wasn't ready quite yet for that crystals speak concept even, much less to become it, to be it. And the spirit world is now saying, now is the time. Here we are. Do it. So then the human me goes, okay, what's it? But please explain a little bit more. So that's what I want to really drop into here in this video is, well, what is that? And I think, there's not any one right answer. I'm just going to convey what is coming through me, and I will channel also, because I think something is wanting to come through the channeling that, that's wanting to come through. So I'll just say, on an astrological level also, I'm recording this on November 8th, 2023. And this time is very intense, as we all notice probably. Astrologically, it's really intense. And right now we're moving toward a new moon in Scorpio with Mars. Mars is going to be conjunct that new moon. And we have just over the next many days, we have really, really strong and intense energies in Scorpio, with Mars conjunct the sun for a bunch of days. And Mars and the sun together will be opposite Uranus. Anyway, it's an energetic that's really supporting us to be continuing to let go, to unhook from past karmic ways of being. And that can feel scary, and that can feel really unnerving. And we can see in the world how, this really intense energy can play out. It is playing out. War, destruction, all of that is definitely one expression of these very deep and intense energies. And I'm not denying that. And that can play out also in our internal world, in our interpersonal dynamics, relationships, etc. And what the spirit world is really wanting, it's like actually kind of begging, not kind of, is is begging for us, for any of us who this feels right for. And if it doesn't feel right for you, then absolutely, listen to that. But if it feels right for us, which it does for me, we're being asked and called in this time to be, yes, unhooking from that karmic patterning, that old way of being. But then the letting go, the unhooking isn't the final step. I mean, that's in service of then stepping into becoming what's next. So the what's next, according to what is coming through for me, is to be coming into this more crystalline light body way of being. I'm going to pause there because they're wanting me to channel. Okay, so I will channel and then I will come back and add in some things. I will add, though, before I channel, that I am going to be holding a free gathering on December 21st, the December solstice. And I would love to have any and all of you there. I would love, the spirit world is, I was originally going to make that a paid event and they said, nope, nope, it needs to be free. You need to invite anybody and everybody who can and wants to be there, can be there live and or recorded. It will be recorded. So you are very welcome to sign up and just listen to the recording as many times as you like. It will be free and available indefinitely. So I'm putting the link to sign up for the free event in this video. And at the end of this video, I'll go a little more into depth about that and some other things coming up. I'm also doing a workshop on December 12th on the astrology of 2024. So after I channel, I will speak a little bit more to how I see the astrology of this time also supporting, really powerfully supporting us to be coming into this crystalline light body way of being, and also but in a very grounded way, and also doing tons and tons of healing. There's so much energy supporting us to be doing healing, and then again coming into this healed state of being and being present on the planet in that way. So I'll say more about that after I channel. Let's see. They're very insistent. Okay, let's see what wants to come through. Hey, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. And what we really would like to ultimately convey is that, yes, we are moving into a time where this crystalline light form way of being is a next step for many of us, many of you. But we also don't want to lose sight of the fact that the ultimate reality is the all that is as light, the all that is as the nothing and the everything, and the all that is as source, the divine itself. So even when we're talking about the crystalline light form way of being, we want to emphasize that state of being is a conduit. It's a shape, it's a form, it's a structure that is one way of transmuting back into being the light. So we want to emphasize that even when we are talking about the crystalline light form way of being, it's a transient situation. It's a momentary configuration of you as a being of source. But ultimately, you are source itself. You are the light itself. So that's where your grounding is. That's where you are always. You are light. You are source. And so the other part of what we would like to convey is that you've been living as a being of earth, and the life on earth has been in a time of being highly dualistic, highly polarized, and struggling in the density of what comes with that polarization and that, in a sense, violent way of being separate, or in the illusion of being separated. So what we're asking of you when we are asking you to come into your crystalline light form way of being, it's actually a very gentle request. It's actually very soothing and relieving. So in this lifetime on this planet, and maybe probably many lifetimes on this planet, and maybe even in other existences and other dimensions and places, you've, in a sense, been in the habit of experiencing life and death and self and other, masculine, feminine, me, them, etc., in these duality ways of experiencing the world, experiencing life. And that duality has played out for various reasons and has also gotten extremely off balance. So when we are now here with you, holding space for you to come back into really ultimately a remembering of yourself as light, one step on the way to re-becoming the light, re-becoming the one, which you already are, is on an energetic level to be letting go of the dualistic, polarized, unbalanced way of being in yourself on an energetic level. And then as you're letting go of that sense of duality, polarity, separation, it allows you then to come back into, again, on a purely energetic level, to come back into yourself as the oneness, but also as the light form being that is you as the one. So it's a little difficult to put this into human words. And we invite you to maybe just feel it in your own body, in your own being. It's much easier to convey this through just an energetic transmission and a feeling than to try to convey it through cognitive, logical, linear wording in the human English language. So if that calls to you, we would love to offer you an opportunity to just feel that reality in yourself for a moment. We'll give a brief holding of that experience now, and then we will be continuing to hold that space in deeper and broader ways moving forward as well, including at that free event Martha mentioned at the December solstice time. And we would love, if it's calling to you, for you to be there live, recorded. Because this is an opportunity in concert with the cosmos itself, the stars themselves, the earth herself, to come back as all forms of life into that oneness. And the December solstice holds a particularly magical frequency, magical moment where literally the stars align with the earth in a way that supports and encourages this oneness to happen. So, but in this moment, whenever you happen to be listening to this recording, it's perfect, perfect timing for you. And we would love to offer you this opportunity here and now. Again, if it feels right, just a very brief version of this. So you can take a deep breath and feel an orb of light descending on the top of your, over the top of your head, on your over your body, surrounding your body and your being, and feel the light of the heart of Mother Gaia Earth spark awake, filling her body, which includes your body. And then you can feel the light of your own heart, your own being spark awake, filling your body, surrounding your body. And again, that light of the heart of Source itself descending over the top of your head, over the front of your forehead, like a waterfall over your whole body, your whole being, surrounding you, filling you, mixing with that light of the heart of Mother Gaia Earth, the light of your own heart, your own being, and the three forms of light mixing as one, holding you completely so that you can totally let go into this way of being as the light of earth, the light of your own being, your own body, which is also earth, and the light of the heart of Source itself, which is everything and nothing at the same time. And taking another deep breath, we invite you to feel, give you this opportunity to feel in you anything and everything in your body, in your being that feels separated from itself. Anything less than whole, anything not that does not feel whole. To simply, gently, yet completely leave your body, leave your being. Return to the wholeness of the one, of the all that is, Source itself. You can ask us invite us, call on us to help you gently and easefully let those energies return to source itself. Any sense of separation or anything other than a sense of wholeness ultimately just isn't true. It's not real on this energetic level, on the ultimate reality of you as source, us all as source itself. So you can just let that go. So in these lifetimes on planet Earth and maybe in other locations too, there's been such an emphasis on strife, difficulty for survival, anger, rage, destructive anger and rage, separation of all kinds, war, violence, horrific experiences. And they continue on this planet at this point, at this moment. So there's a very understandable sense, even on a cellular level for you, for many of us, many of all beings who have been part of this planet, on a cellular, even on a subatomic particle level, to have this illusion of separation, duality, lack of oneness, lack of wholeness. And that illusion just does not serve any longer. If you're listening to this, you're at a moment where it no longer is serving, almost certainly. So it can just feel the gentleness of what it is to return to the reality that is the ultimate truth, that you are the one, you are wholeness itself. There is no such thing as duality, separation on the ultimate level. So energetically, you can let your being, let your cells, let your atoms, your subatomic particles simply relax and come back into that reality of yourself as the one. Anything you've experienced as yourself as the feminine, and anything you've experienced as yourself as the masculine, can just relax, can clear, can come back into complete, total balance, radical harmony with each other as each other. And you can feel as your body, your cells, your atoms, your subatomic particles just continually are supported here and now to be letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go of anything and everything on a pure essence, energetic level. Anything other than that wholeness, that radical balance, harmony, and pure, ultimate, deep, truly unconditional love. Love through your whole being as the actual essence of what you are, who you are, and just dissolving into the reality of you as the one, the light, love itself. And taking another deep breath We're just holding space and we're present as maybe that sinks in for you. We can just be in the presence of you, ourselves, as that pure oneness, that pure light, that pure love itself. And continually letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go of all sense of any kind of duality, any illusion of the separation. That's all this is. Coming into your light form and your crystalline light form way of being is not about denying things that may have occurred in this lifetime that maybe are still occurring, have occurred, that have been tragic, that have been absolutely awful. It's not about denying it. It's about releasing the energetic illusion of separation and relaxing essentially back to yourself and this ultimate reality of you as the one, as pure love. Because when we come back into this ultimate reality of ourselves as the one, as the light form and the crystalline light form way of being, that's what the world is needing. If we, for whatever reason, stay in that state of being of the duality way of being, it's like forcing a door to stay open. If there's a sliding door that needs to close in order for something to move on, it's like standing in the doorway and forcing it to stay open and separated. So what we're calling for, what we're asking for, what we're in a sense really begging for in this moment is for you to just take a deep breath and relax. Let go of that sense of duality, that sense of needing on some level to be in that sense of separateness energetically. And trust and fall back into the arms of the divine. Fall back into us. We're here. We'll hold you. We'll catch you. We've got you. We are holding you already. Just let that door gently close so you can come back fully into the divine temple, the light temple, this crystalline light being that is actually you. It's such a gentle, easeful transition to make, actually. And it is not a disembodied one. It is a fully embodied one. There's this transition into your crystalline light form way of being is actually an ultimate way of being both earth and light as one. So it's beautifully, exquisitely embodied as earth. Just in this very high form way of being both earth and light as one. And taking another deep breath. Again, we are here. We're holding space for you to just relax into our arms if that feels right for you. And just let go. Let the dualistic way of being on a cellular level, on a subatomic particle level, to just release back into source itself, back into the light itself. And yes, we would love to encourage you, invite you to be part of the solstice gathering on December 21st, 2023, where we will be holding the similar kind of space, but in a very powerful way that will be essentially an initiation, a grounding way of being. And we will be holding space for you to really essentially ground into and become that crystalline light form way of being that is you, in the way that's exactly right for you. Again, this is gentle, easeful. It does not mean leaving this body form, or does not mean bypassing the earth experience. It's actually the most embodied way of being earth and light and pure love all as one. It's actually a way of being incredibly fully present as part of this planet, and then able to be present in the ways that you are meant to be, with the light in concert as you, the earth as in concert as you, the crystalline light forms of all of existence throughout the whole time-space continuum and beyond as you. There's a form of communication that can then happen through your being, through your body, that becomes so much more possible, comes back online when you're in this state of being, of you as a crystalline light form, that just energetically is not as likely or possible when your energy, in a sense, is holding those doors open and forcing the duality way of being to still be present as you. So when you're able to relax, let those doors close, come fully into you as that temple that you are, the beautiful earth being, crystalline light form that is you, then there's a whole new set and old set of ways of being a conduit of earth and spirit, sky and light, all is one, that becomes you. So then you can be this conduit of the divine, of the earth, that is who you actually are. And there's a whole set of divine knowing, divine being, divine remembering that can move through you, that's needed to move through you, and that can only move through you, the divine puzzle piece that is you, when you re-become this crystalline light form way of being that is you. Just like if you think of an actual crystal, the crystal refracts light in a particular way that's unique to every single crystal. And that light that then refracts through that crystal is exquisite, is beautiful, is magical, is often medicinal. And the same goes for you when you're able to, again, let those doors close, release that dualistic way of being in your own being, your own body, your own self, your own selves, then you re-become that crystalline light being who then is able to refract the light of the divine in the way that is precisely you, and that the world is needing as you, through you. And again, it's so incredibly exquisite, beautiful, healing, needed. I'm taking another deep breath. We'll close here and we'll just say this is a major calling of this time. This is a moment when this is ready, that so many of you are ready. If you feel the calling, then we're here to be holding that space for you. And we're so grateful. And we're holding the space for you as Earth also, you as stars also. So this is also a time of a great coming together where there has been a strong sense of separation also throughout the time-space continuum of the Earth being separate, the different dimensions being separate, the stars being separate from the Earth, so many different layers of the illusion of separation. And this is a moment, again, in that December 21st moment, is a time of a great coming together where every single one of the infinite dimensions, infinite beings of light through all of time, all of space, and beyond, all benevolent beings are coming together, can come together as the one. And so we are calling, we're asking, we're even begging for you to, again, release and to be part of this coming together as the one, this great coming together. Of the all that is. Everything that has seemed or felt separate, just all finally reconverging as the one. And even It's an opportunity as everything converges as the one again for the whole time-space continuum to become that crystalline light body being that it is. So there's been this illusion of separation within the time-space continuum, and the time-space continuum itself is now in a moment of releasing, letting go that dualistic way of being, that illusion of separateness and polarity. And it also has an opportunity to be in this parallel process of coming into its own ultimate way of being as that crystalline light form, that crystalline light being that it is, with, of course, the ultimate reality being that transmutation of the whole time-space continuum back into the reality of itself as source, itself as the one, the reality that there is actually no time, no space. But coming into that, letting go of the dualistic way of being and coming into the crystalline light form is a healing. It's similar to if you get a cut and the first moment or the first phase of having that cut is the sense of separation, let's say between two parts of your skin. And then over time, as your skin begins to heal, that sense of separation comes back into the one, right? And then there is maybe a time where there's a scab or even scar tissue. And then the ultimate reality, the ultimate healing is when that scab heals enough, holds that separation in place enough, and the healing continues and continues and continues and continues, and then the scab can go and your skin has healed back together into the reality of you as the one. So that analogy isn't exactly identical because we're talking here in terms of pure energy and pure essence and pure light, but that does convey some of what we are seeing and feeling in this moment, in this time, in this great coming together time, this great awakening, remembering time. Okay, so thank you again so much for being here. We invite you, we call you again to this December 21st, 2023 gathering for free. Please come, please invite anyone and everyone you feel called to have be there. If you're hearing this message after that date and time, please feel free to join us in the recording and sign up anytime that you're hearing this. And if it's calling to you, then it's right for you. Thank you again so much for listening, for being here, for being you. Sending so much love. And so it is. Amen. All right. Well, I think they said that a whole lot better than I could have. So, um, yeah, I think they said everything I could have wanted to say in terms of that basic message. I'll just add a little bit from the human Martha me about the astrology of right now, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about things coming up that I'm going to be holding, including that free gathering. Yeah, so the astrology right now and into 2024 is, again, super, super powerful. This year in 2023, we have had Pluto squaring the nodes of the moon, and now that it's November of 2023, that Pluto is moving on from that squaring energy. It's still squaring-ish the nodes of the moon, but by December, and then certainly by 2024, it's going to be really moving on from, it won't be squaring the nodes of the moon anymore. But as Pluto has been squaring the nodes of the moon this year, 2023, and it's been squaring the nodes of the moon on both eclipse seasons we've had this year, that's an incredibly powerful energetic of transformation, of deep soul level, the caterpillar going into the chrysalis, becoming the goop, and dissolving everything about what it is to be the caterpillar, except nothing, the cells themselves don't go away. Like the substance that was the caterpillar doesn't disappear. It just dissolves, and then eventually, has the spark moment where it then starts to become the butterfly. So energetically, on that astrological level, now as Pluto is moving on from the squaring of the nodes, moving out of the square, it's energetically like we've dissolved fully as the caterpillar into the goop, and the spark of the beginning of the butterfly has begun. So this new being that we are energetically is starting to grow. So that's astrologically a huge thing going on right now. But we still, right now in November 2023, still have all this scorpionic energy still helping us to unhook. So even though Pluto's moving on from that squaring of the nodes, we still have a lot of support to be continuing to unhook, let go from the old karmic ways of being, the old structures of our old ways of being. And Pluto is still in Capricorn, the very end degrees of Capricorn. So that's also kind of accentuating that energy. And in 2024, Pluto will still be doing a dance between Capricorn and Aquarius. So Pluto itself still will be helping us to dissolve those last vestiges of the structures that are not in alignment, that are not what we're here to be embodying. And two other major things happening in 2024 are that Jupiter and Uranus, which are both in Taurus right now, they will be meeting at it's 20 or 21, 20 degrees of Taurus in April of 2024. And in addition, Chiron is going to be extremely powerful, extremely prominent throughout 2024 in various ways. So both that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction and the Chiron being so prominent are two huge things I see in the astrology of 2024, really supporting us to do massive healing, Chiron, and also really, really powerfully coming into this crystalline light form way of being, if that's what you want to call it, or, Uranus, Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus is so powerful, so beautiful. Just Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus in and of itself is like an energy holding us to come into our earth body beings, Taurus, in a way that is in the ultimate natural truth, Jupiter, of our divine essence, our divine intelligence, Uranus. So, and I experience Uranian energy also as being very related to crystalline light energy. I don't have a logical reason for saying that. It's just what comes to me. But Jupiter meeting Uranus in Taurus, to me, it's just like it lights up. It's truly holding space for us to be coming into the ultimate light form way of being that is our essence and our divine truth. So like what was coming through in the channeling, the free gathering on December 21st, 2023 is going to be an initiation of that way of being. It's going to be, I don't know exactly what's going to come through. It's going to be channeled mostly. So it will be whatever the spirit world wants to convey in that moment. But December 21st is a really, really magical day. I mean, solstices in general, as probably a lot of you feel, I feel, are so incredibly magical. I think the December solstice might be my favorite day of the year, maybe. I really love the June solstice too, but there's something about the December solstice that's wow. So yes, so that free gathering, obviously I would love for you to sign up and invite anybody you feel called to invite. And it's going to be holding space for that initiation of us to come into ourselves as that divine intelligence way of being in our bodies and ourselves as Earth. Before that gathering, though, I'm going to be holding a workshop on the astrology of 2024. So if you want to go more deeply into learning my perspective on the 12 main themes I see in 2024, certainly sign up for that workshop. I also do have some time to do personal year ahead sessions, if that's something you want. I have time in November and December, and a little bit in January. Once we get a little beyond that, I'm going to be a lot more busy. But if that's something that would feel supportive to you, I do have time right now, so you are welcome to sign up. And then in 2024, the two big things I'm going to be doing are, many of you already know about and have already signed up for, the Infinite Soul Wisdom Astrology 101 course that I'm going to be holding from February of 2024 to February of 2025. It'll be actually a 13-month course. And you can find out more information, but it's really going to be a portal of remembering. So it's really going to be what the spirit world is talking about here, coming into our selves as the temple of the divine and the earth that we are, and coming fully into our relationship with the earth itself, the stars themselves, the cosmos itself, the constellations themselves. And I've been saying more about this, but there's so much more is coming through about how they're wanting me to hold that space. It's going to be an astrology course, but it's really a portal of remembering. It's not astrology taught in the way that I was taught. There will be a component of the cognitive learning, yes, but it's really going to be about remembering our own innate divine way of knowing the stars, knowing the cosmos, knowing ourselves, knowing our own spirit, knowing the earth, knowing each other. Yeah, so I'll make a whole separate video on that, because there's been so much more coming through about how that's going to be held. And I'm actually going to be now incorporating both the signs, the Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, the zodiac signs, but I'm also going to be teaching at the same time and holding space for knowing the constellations, the zodiac constellations, and some of the major stars in those zodiacal constellations, so that we can have a relationship not only with the seasonal signs that we typically think of in astrology, but also the actual constellations. So yeah, again, I'll say more soon, but that's kind of an update for any of you, is that I didn't know until the last few weeks that I was going to be doing that. So the spirit world is very adamant that that's going to be a part of the course, and I'm super excited about it. Then the other thing, the second thing I'm going to be doing in 2024 is actually going to be an offshoot of this channeling that I just did and what's going to be coming through in the free gathering on the December solstice. And it's going to be a 12-month space to be held to come fully into your divine blueprint, energetic blueprint. So what the spirit world is saying, like you just heard them say, is that, we're really being called into a time now where we can be letting go of that dualistic way of being, or other people might call it the carbon way of being. I don't know enough about those words to say that myself, but I would say it's more moving out of the dualistic separation way of being and into this light, crystalline light body way of being that is in harmony with ourselves as the one, as the light. And what the spirit world shows me and is very adamant about is that it's not an instantaneous thing. It can be an instantaneous thing, but it's something that needs to be done in a very grounded, safe, held container. And that it may or may not feel right to you to do that with me, but in general, what they're saying is it really needs to be done in a safe and grounded way. So I will be holding a 12-month container starting in January of 2024 through the whole year of 2024, where every month we'll meet once a month, and every month I will channel essentially a set of messages to help us continue to feel into, to ground into, and to really become that crystalline light form that is us. But again, not what we maybe think in our brains that means. What I will really be holding space for is for that to come alive in you in whatever way is precisely you, precisely right for you. And what I'm shown is that we will go systematically through the energy body system. So it will, we'll start out with 1 or 2 months that are more of a holistic way of being with our energy system, and coming into feeling and seeing what that is like. And then we will spend time month by month with the chakras. So there will be a month on, each of the chakras through that 12 months, but not in the sense of probably typically what we've thought of as, or not only the way we've thought of chakras. They're really wanting to bring through a whole other system, a whole other way of being with all of it that's not necessarily disconnected from what we've thought of as the energy systems, including chakras, but they're saying, we really need there to be freedom for you to each individually and collectively feel into what is this new way of being that is being called forward in you, in each of us, in the world, for the earth herself, for the cosmos itself. When we come back online as ourselves as earth, and ourselves as the cosmos, ourselves as the stars, the starlight, the whole time-space continuum, when it all clicks as one, which is what's really being called forward here, and what's going to be coming through in that free gathering on December solstice. When we come into that space of oneness, then our energy body, our energy system has the freedom and the ability to suddenly just go, in a way that, a whole new way that maybe we haven't thought of. That's what I feel coming. So I can't fully predict it. I can't fully name it because I'm not there yet, but I feel it. I feel it in my being. I feel it in my body, and it feels really, really good. That's all I know. And yeah, and they're really adamant that there needs to be time for it. There needs to be space for it. It's very Saturn in Pisces energy. It's like again, we need to be doing this transitioning in a very grounded, held, safe way. Because I have been talking to people and hearing things and feeling how, just say like where I go, oh, I feel like, it's just, there's a very strong tendency right now, there always can be, to be really ungrounded when we're doing this kind of thing. And that can get dangerous. I can get very worried. So yeah, so there's just this really strong need to stay very, very grounded and very held as we're doing this, as we're transitioning, as we're letting go, and as we're coming into this crystalline light form way of being. Yeah, I think that's it for right this minute. I am available again for individual sessions somewhat this month, November and December, and a little bit in January. And I will be next year also. I just happened to be, I slowed my schedule down on purpose right now, just to give myself a little breathing room and to feel into what's really wanting to come through in 2024, which means that I do have a little more time than I normally do. And in the month of November and December, my schedule is a little more flexible than usual. So you'll see on my calendar, there's some evening and weekend times that are available that I don't usually have available. So if that calls to you, certainly let me know. And please be in touch with any questions. If you appreciate these videos, if you want to support it in any way, I would love, first of all, for you definitely to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love, 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 love that. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you like the video, certainly click like. If you want to get notified of when I put out the videos, subscribe and click the bell. And yes, that's it. Okay. Many other things I could say, but I will pause right there. And please sign up for the free gathering on December 21st. Feel free to sign up for any of the other things I already mentioned, including the Astrology of 2024 workshop. Yeah, more to come. Lots more to come. So sending you much love, much grounding, healing. These are really intense times. I know I've heard from so many of you having a really, really, really struggling, and I feel it and I acknowledge it. And yeah, I'm feeling that with you, and I'm here holding the space for grounding, healing, love, and I'm sending you big hugs. Okay. See you soon.